Did you know that in the United States, the average retirement savings for people over 60 is under $200,000? But financial analysts estimate that a few common retirement mistakes can quietly cost people over $250,000 during their lifetime. It's not because they didn't work hard, and it's not because they didn't save. It's because they made a handful of small financial decisions that compounded in the wrong direction. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Retirement isn't usually destroyed by one catastrophic mistake. It's destroyed by 5 very normal habits that millions of Americans follow without realizing the long-term cost. And if you recognize yourself in even 2 of these, you could still fix them before they quietly erase a large portion of your future wealth. Most people think retirement success is all about earning more money. But the reality is much simpler. Retirement success is usually about avoiding predictable mistakes. Because retirement investing works on one powerful principle: compounding. When compounding works in your favor, small investments grow into massive wealth. But when mistakes compound, they quietly drain hundreds of thousands of dollars over time. Let us break down 5 retirement mistakes that cost Americans the most money, and what smarter investors do differently. First up, mistake number 1: waiting too long to start investing. Imagine 2 people. Sarah starts investing $500 per month at age 25. James starts investing the same amount, but he waits until age 35. Both of them retire at 65. So, Sarah invests for 40 years, and James invests for 30 years. You might think the difference wouldn't be that huge. But because of compound interest, Sarah ends up with over $500,000 more than James. All because she started 10 years earlier. Time is the most powerful wealth-building tool you have for retirement planning. But so many people delay investing because they think they need a higher salary, more financial stability, or the perfect time to start. The reality, the perfect time was yesterday. The second best time is today. Mistake number 2 is relying only on a 401k. Many Americans believe that contributing to their 401k is enough to secure retirement. But relying on only one retirement account can create hidden problems down the road. This is because different retirement accounts are taxed differently. For example, traditional 401k withdrawals are taxed as regular income when you retire. That means the government still gets a portion of every single dollar you withdraw. Smart retirement planners often diversify across different accounts, like a 401k, a Roth IRA, and even taxable brokerage accounts. This creates tax flexibility later in life. Without diversification, some retirees discover that their own withdrawals push them into higher tax brackets, which quietly reduces the money they thought they had saved. Now for mistake number 3: keeping too much cash instead of investing. For many of us, cash feels safe. A savings account feels predictable and stable. But over long periods of time, cash loses value because of inflation. If inflation averages around 3% per year, money just sitting in cash slowly loses its purchasing power. Over 30 years, $100,000 could lose nearly half of its real value. Meanwhile, historically, the stock market has returned around 7 to 10% annually over long periods. That difference between cash and investing can mean hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost growth. The goal isn't to eliminate savings. It's to make sure your long-term retirement money is working for you, not just sitting idle. And here's something surprising. If someone delays investing, keeps too much cash, and relies only on a 401k, those 3 mistakes alone could reduce their retirement wealth by over $250,000 across a lifetime. And that's before we even talk about the last 2 mistakes. Which brings us to mistake number 4: underestimating retirement expenses. Many people assume their expenses will decrease dramatically in retirement. But in reality, retirement can introduce new, significant financial costs. Healthcare is one of the biggest. According to retirement studies, the average American couple may spend over $300,000 on healthcare alone in retirement. Then you have to factor in housing, maintenance, travel, maybe supporting family members, and inflation over several decades. If your retirement savings projections ignore these factors, you can end up withdrawing money much faster than you expected. This increases the risk of running out of money later in life. Smart retirement planning always includes realistic spending projections, healthcare considerations, and inflation adjustments. Finally, mistake number 5, ignoring investment fees. This is one of the most underestimated retirement killers. Many funds charge expense ratios between 0.5% and 1.5%. At first glance, that seems small. But over decades, fees compound, just like your investments do. For example, a portfolio with just 1% higher annual fees could reduce your retirement wealth by over $200,000 over 30 years. Not because the investments performed poorly, but because the fees quietly consumed part of the growth every single year. Smart investors pay close attention to expense ratios, management fees, and any hidden advisory costs. Because minimizing fees allows more of your money to compound for you. The biggest retirement mistakes aren't dramatic. They're subtle, waiting a few years too long to start investing, keeping money in the wrong accounts, paying small fees that compound over time. Individually, these mistakes may not seem significant, but over 30 or 40 years, they can quietly erase hundreds of thousands of dollars from your future wealth. And good news. Most retirement mistakes are completely fixable once you understand them. Because retirement success isn't about being perfect. It's about avoiding the predictable traps. If you want to learn more about the financial blind spots that quietly affect your wealth, subscribe to the channel. We break down the hidden systems behind money, investing, and long-term financial success, so you can make smarter financial decisions for your future. Thanks for watching.